Hi guys, so welcome to today's class. Today we are going to continue from where we stopped yesterday. Remember, so far we are dealing with circle geometry, and yesterday we looked at how we can find the length of the circumference of a circle, length of a circumference of a circle, and we established that yesterday that when we are dealing with length of circumference of circle, that the general formula is 2 pi r. Also, it's also good to know that if you don't see the word circumference of a circle, sometimes you may see something that is like the perimeter of a circle. Now, the perimeter of a circle is also the same thing as the circumference of the circle. Why is that so? Because whenever we are dealing with perimeter, we are looking at the distance around a shape. So the perimeter of this board is this part of the board plus this part plus this part plus this part. It makes the perimeter. Now, for a circle, for instance, when we have a circle, the perimeter is the same thing as the distance around the circle. So we say that when we are dealing with circumference of a circle, that the formula is 2 pi r. Having known that, sometimes yesterday we dealt with a situation where we are given r and we are told to find the length of the circumference of a circle. Sometimes in some exam issues, they will not give us r, they will rather give us the circumference of the circle, the length of circumference of circle, and ask us to identify what will be the magnitude of the radius, or what will the radius be. Those are the kind of questions we'll be linked with today. Also, in the case of the length of arc, sometimes we'll be given the length of the actual arc, but we'll be told to find the angle that is sustained at the center, or we'll be told to find the radius. Is that okay? So after this one, I'm going to do one more example that illustrates that of the angle. So for this case, remember we have that length of the circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So we now have that the length, of course, we are given is what? 88. Because we are given, just take a look here. We have that we are given that, let me write out what we're given. We're given that length is equal to 88 cm. We also know that pi is equal to 22/7. Now we are looking for radius. We don't know what radius is. We are looking for radius. So we have that this length is equal to 2 pi r. That means 88 cm will give us something as 2 times 22/7 times r. Now we don't know what the r is, right? Now this will give us the same thing as 44r. 2 times 22 is 44. 44 times r all over 7. Is that okay? Now, I have that 88 cm will give me 44r over 7. This is the same thing as 88/1, right? So if I choose to divide both sides by 44, I can choose to divide both sides by 44. If I divide here by 44, I'll have 2. If I divide this side by 44, I'll have 1, right? So it means that, sorry, I'm going to take a bit of this. We're going to come back to it later. So remember, we have that 88 cm is equal to what? 44r over 7. If I divide this side by 2, I'll have 2 by 44, I'll have 2 here. If I divide this side by 44, I'll have 1. It will mean that 1r, or r over 7, is the same thing as equal to 2, right? If I multiply both sides by 7, if 7 coming over here, I'll have that r is equal to 2 times 7. So r will be equal to what? 14 cm. Is that okay? So our r will give us 14 cm in this case. Let me go over it again. I have that the length of circumference of circle is the same thing as 2 pi r. 2 pi r. We are looking for r. We don't know what r is. So because we are looking for r, I have that 88, which is the length of the circumference of the circle, is equal to 2 times 22/7 times r. Now I can divide both sides by, this will give me 44. Of course, 2 times 22 will give me 44r. If 88/1 is something as 44/7, 44r/7, I can divide both sides by 44. If I divide this side by 44, I have 2. If I divide this side by 44, I'll have 1. So I have that 2 is equal to r/7. r/7 is equal to 2. So when I multiply the 7 both sides, I multiply here by 7, 7 will cancel 7. I multiply here by 7, it becomes what? 2 times 7, which is equal to 14. So our radius is actually 14. Is that okay? Now, in the second case, we want to deal with the length of an arc. And we have that the length of an arc is 22 cm. Remember, we have that formula that length of arc is equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi r, right? So in this case, we have that, let me write out what we have. We are given that theta is equal to 90. We are given that length of arc is equal to 22 cm. We know that our pi is equal to 22/7, and we are looking for our r. R is unknown. In this case, what we are going to do is that we have that 22 cm is equal to theta over 360. What's our theta? 90. 90 degrees over 360 times 2 times 22/7 times, we are looking for our r, right? Remember, this can cancel this. We have 4 down here. 4 can cancel 2. We still have 2. 2 can cancel 2. We have 11, right? So this will give us something like 22 cm is equal to 11r/7. Just like what we did before now. 11 can cancel 11, we have 1. 11 can cancel 22, we have 2. Right? So we have that r will be equal to 2 times 7, which is equal to what? 14 cm. Is that okay? That is just that. Is that okay? Now, also, you can be given your radius. This is the last thing we are going to do today. We can be given radius and be told to find our angle. Let me show you. Let's say, example 2. Let's say you are given that our length of the arc is equal to 22 cm. We also know that our pi is equal to 22/7, which is always constant. We also know that our radius is 14 cm. Let's say now they are telling us to find theta. What is theta? In this case, we'll just go about it the same way. We have that length of arc is equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi r, which will give us the same thing as, what is our length? 22 cm is equal to theta. We don't know what theta is. Over 360 times 2 times 22/7 times our r is 14, right? 14 cm. So this can cancel this. We have 2 here, right? I can cancel this, and I have 180 here. I can also cancel this, and I will have 90 here, right? Right? Yes, I can also cancel this, and I will have 45. This will give me 11. That is, this 2 can go into this and also go into this. I'll have 11 and 44. Let me just bring out what we have here. We now have that 22 cm is equal to 11 theta all over 45. 11 theta all over 45. Now, I can divide this by 11. I'll have 2. I can also divide this by 11. I have 1. So it means that it will give me that theta is equal to theta over 45 is equal to 2 cm. If I multiply both sides by 45, I'll have that, or this 45 coming over here, I'll have that theta is equal to 2 cm times 45, or 2 times 45, which will give me what? 90 degrees. So theta will give us 90 degrees. This is how to find the answer when you are told to solve any of the unknowns. So remember to do your assignments and invite your classmates for our next class.